cold at the touch, dead in the eyes, no signs of life no more. I put your love under the knife. Leave me to die here all alone. No signs of life no more, no. A crying dove may never fly. Black and white. Black and white. Oh, 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 oh. Just black and white. No more. Just black and white, just let me go. It's only right for all I know. It's only matter. It's calico, it's black and white. Just let me go. It's only right for all I know. It's only matter. It's calico. It's black and white. White, white, white. Make me feel well. Oh, I can't break the spell. I just have to be true. It's black and white. Yeah. Black and white. Oh, 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 oh. It's black and white. It's black and white.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Simracersworld TV, and welcome to, well, what is quite frankly, in my opinion, the greatest circuit in the world. Welcome to Oulton Park in the wonderful Cheshire countryside in the UK, and welcome to another round of the Simstickers Formula 3 series here on Simracersworld TV. This is bound to be yet another dramatic, emphatic, and just all-round enjoyable race evening. I do apologise for the Windows noises that you heard at the beginning there. I've repurchased the SDK software because my license ran out yesterday and it refused to recognise me as a member, which was lots of fun, but we're all good. What we're going to do for you guys now is just have a quick run through of the championship standings before we get things underway. The cars, as you know, usually at this point are out in qualifying. So here are the championship standings in the Academy class, and it's Greg Parmenter leading the way on 184 points there. Doing an epic job with Daniele Giudici and Chris Roberts, Carl Newen and Taylor Lane just behind him. In the consistency class, the middle of the three classes, the green cars, it's Josh Clogg, who's only 9 points clear of Louis Correa. Victor Belair-Centelles is third, 1 point ahead. Hoffman, 5 points ahead of Hebera. So it's very close there. You can see that is an unbelievably tight championship. And then, of course, the very top of the pile, precision class. Amazing drivers in this series. Adrian Falcon leads the way. Tom Walstra up to second, but he's only 6 points clear of Bart Daleman, who is then 2 points clear of Christophe Ebigno. So we have some unbelievably close battles in these championships, and it's only going to get closer and closer tonight then. So at the moment we've got Holger Meifert on circuit. Don't forget these guys do individual qualifying, so they do laps all on their own. Apologies if I do sound a little bit rough. I've burnt my tongue really badly today, which is not ideal when you're a commentator. Arthur Fry, though, it's great to see Arthur back in the series, and he is fastest at the moment. Great to see the privateer back out here. It's been a lot of fun to watch this season. Although he goes second, look at that by Walstra. Walstra fastest by a long shot as well. Wow, that's some good going, that is. Nearly half a second. Fastest in the consistency class at the moment is Hans Polmans, Hansi, as he's known for Flemish Sim Sports. Isn't Oulton Park wonderful? Fastest in the Academy class is Taylor Lane at the moment, and Fiercely Forward have new liveries, by the way. Look at these cars. Absolutely wonderful, and just because I'm a slight bit biased, there you go, a bit of slow-mo for it. The motion blur not helping us there, is it? Let's be honest, Taylor. Okay, so we have a new tyre model on the Formula 3 car. And the tyres take a bit longer to warm up, so should be interesting. There's a nice little slow-mo shot of the Fiercely Forward car for you. Looks absolutely great. I won't lie, I do miss the chrome lying down the side of it. I do like some metallics, he says as he clicks on John Tusting in the Quantum Racing Formula 3 car. Good to see John back out there. Championship leader Adrian Falcon is third at the moment in qualifying. And the different classes then. Let's just show you them at the top. Precision, Consistency and Academy are the three classes. As Paul Godden goes fastest in Consistency class. Oulton Park is a very, very tricky circuit though. Really tricky circuit. This is up towards Island Bend. This long left-hander, we're going to see a few incidents there tonight, trust me. Onto the brakes, there's a lot. Sorry, this is a Shell Oils hairpin, not the Island hairpin. It was Island Bend that we went round there to the Shell Oils hairpin. Now this chicane, very, very difficult to get right because you're braking while you're turning left, trying to get the car straightened up. Over Hilltop, then down towards Foster's, which is the first part of what is known as the Knickerbrook chicane. Big chicane, important part of the lap. This is Knickerbrook corner, slightly off camber, the car gets away from you, foot down and up Clay Hill. You can see when iRacing scanned this place, there'd been a massive oil slick, very famous oil slick at Oulton Park. It died the circuit of the track for years. Druids, double apex right, foot pinned on the exit. Bit of a bumpy surface then as you get on the brakes into the final corner, Lodge corner. Very difficult over the exit. You can can see a lot of rubber put down on the exit there where people have spun the car. Walstra goes fastest again from Arthur Fry, and Paul Godden goes into 10th position. You can see some of these guys now improving on their lap times, and I think we're going to see that over the course of the session and over the course of the night. A lot of these drivers do tend to improve as the evenings go on, so keep an eye out. Just looking for... I can't see Christophe Herbigno, so it doesn't look like he's out. Dion Phillips is back out there. It's been a long time since I've seen Dion racing, so good to see you, Dion. Hope it goes well, mate. Only 20 seconds of the session to go. Let's see if Dion can improve. He's making a good case for his debut so far. Across the line he goes. No improvement by the look of it as the clock strikes 10 minutes. And that's that. So, in the first heat then, it's 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th and so on that make up the grid. Let's have a look at them. You've got Tom Walstra and Bart Daleman. Then it's Matthew Crisp and Brian Loynes with Dries van den Rij in 5th, ahead of Paul Godden in 6th place. Then it's Tim Rutten alongside Hans Polmans, Ben Hoffman and Ben White, with Taylor Lane and Greg Parmenter, the Academy Championship leader, alongside him. Then we have Mathieu Soufi, a newcomer to the series tonight, Victor Centelles, Alex Eitler, Phil Regan, Louis Correa, and Matthias Groen. And you will all recognise the name at the back of the grid at the moment. I said that I was going to take the mick out of him for being at the back. He's around there somewhere. Jack Werrell is on the grid this evening. Good to see Jack out there, my fellow commentator from Simracersworld TV. Make sure you do look up Jack Werrell commentary. He's a good lad, bless him. We'll have to see how he gets on tonight, racing for Virtual Racing Compound. None of his teammates in this race. We're just waiting for Bart Daleman to show up on the left-hand side of the grid. Second on the grid he should be. Looks like we've got an interesting fiercely forward car on the second row. That's Matthew Crisp. Here is Bart Daleman then. And the first race of the night in the Sim Stickers Simracersworld Formula 3 series from Oulton Park is away. Looks like a good start for Daleman. Oh, light up at the rears there from the 139 in the middle of the field. That's Tim Rutten all over the shop. Around the outside goes Walstra, absolutely flying off the circuit. Oh, Tim Rutten in the Simracersworld livery. He's off and managed to get the car going again. Let's have a look how they all get on out of Cascade. It's a very difficult part of the circuit to get right lap after lap. There we go. Oh, we've got Louis Correa a little bit off the circuit further back. Bit of shenanigans going on. Oh, Ben Hoffman's off. It's easy to go off around there. Careful with the rejoin, Ben. You're coming right onto the apex. Gets back on. He's got one of his stablemates there, Phil Regan, just behind him. See how this chicane is on the first lap. It's very tentative from these drivers. Oh, we've got someone going straight on there. That is Greg Parmenter. He's the leader in the Academy Class Championship at the moment. But at the front, Tom Walstra. Well, he's Walstering away with this at the moment. Oh, we've got cars off. Ben White. Ben White is around. There was someone else off with him as well. I think Hans Polmans. No, it's Brian Loynes. Brian Loynes had an issue. But Walstra is waltzing away with this. It's his teammate Matthew Crisp in second place for Fiercely Forward, apparently independent, in a very shiny car. Looks great, that. Bart Daleman third, Dries van den Rij in fourth. Dries is a great racer. But Brian Loynes has dropped right down. Look at Taylor Lane, 5 places gained on that first lap. Victor Centelles had gained 5, but he's dropping down the order. Oh, Phil Regan's off. Phil Regan off in the Year 1 racing car. We've also got... Oh, that is Paul Godden. And he's in the barriers hard. And that damage is surely going to put an end to his first race of the night. That's going to put him into the consolation. Well, I nearly fell over then. Mathieu Soufi is second in the Academy class at the moment. He's just behind Hans Polmans at the moment. You can see Taylor Lane just going around the Shell Oils hairpin just ahead of him. Tim Rutten and Ben White are right together here. Ben doing a great job of trying to make a recovery. It's not easy, especially not in this series. Look at him out of there. Oh, we've got a car around. That's Ben Hoffman, his teammate. Really not going well for year one at the moment. We've got Jack Werrell deciding to become a bit friendly with the grass here at Oulton Park in the virtual racing compound car. Love their liveries. The matte black with the glossy red and white sections on it looks fantastic. Oh, is that Ben White? Ben White's had another issue. Oh, there's damage. There's damage to Ben White's car. What's happened here, Ben? He's got Tim Rutten right behind him. Oh, see, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other there. Tim was very close under brakes, but at the same time, Ben moved over to the left slightly just as he was braking, so bit of a racing incident, if you ask me. Walstra fastest lap of the race at the front. That is Matthew Crisp, Bart Daleman, and Dries van den Rijt in 4th. Jack Werrell is side by side here with, I believe, Alex Eitler. Sorry, it's Mattis Groen on the outside. We've got a car in the pit lane. Oh, Jack nearly squeezes him there. That would have scared the life out of Mattis Groen, but he gets through. This is Tim Rutten being overtaken by Ben Hoffman. Not sure whether Tim's got some issue with the car. Matthew Crisp, though, 2nd place. I've got to say, that's a very pretty car. It's based on the older livery for Fiercely Forward. But just behind him, he has got Bart Daleman, who's putting on a bit of a chase at the moment. Into the chicane they go. 10 laps each in these heats at the moment. It's good to have Dries van den Rijt up there as well. There's Dries just behind this battle in the Data Wire racing car. Please do make sure you give the video a like, whether you're on Facebook, Twitch, if you can on Twitch, you can't, can you? Or on YouTube, guys. And do subscribe to Simracersworld TV if you haven't already. Brian Loynes is making his way back through the pack. So Hans Polmans is going to have to be watching his rear here. Taylor Lane's going to be doing the same though, because there is Hansy just behind. I think Hansy is trying to put the pressure on as best as possible. Hello Ollie, hello John, good to see you guys. Hope you're all well. Looking forward to a great night's racing once again. It's already underway obviously, but yeah, we've got some smashing stuff going on. Here's Brian Loynes at the back of this trio. Look at Shell Oil's hairpin, I absolutely love it. It's a very difficult corner to get right. If you're going a little bit too hot, the car just goes over the edge. It's like a bowl into the chicane. I believe it's called the Britain's chicane. Now look at this run from Brian Loynes. He's in a different class to Hans Polmans, but you get points for overall position on the night. Right together as they go through a chicane. Hans isn't having any of it. Oh, that was close. Close stuff there from Hans Polmans. And Brian Loynes, nice clean driving though, but it means now that Taylor Lane has opened up a gap just ahead. Got purple sectors, by the way, in Sector 1 and Sector 7 for Tim Rutten. He must be absolutely flying at the moment. Look at them all filtering their way through Druids. He gets seasick on the way in towards Lodge. Fastest lap of the race for Tom Walstra. He's only 0.8 of a second, sorry, he's 3 seconds clear at the front. It's 0.8 of a second between Crisp and Daleman. Just ahead of these lot. Marjorie and Charlene, good to see you. Good evening. I hope I've got that right. I'm sorry if I haven't. Oh, as Brian Loynes has put a wheel on the grass, and that's the end of that. Hits the wall. Does it break the car? Doesn't look like it, but don't forget the top 8 go through. So Louis Correa, look at this. He's got a big gap behind him now as Louis.
Cold at the touch, dead in the eyes, no signs of life no more. I put your love under the knife. Leave me to die.
Sorry everybody, honestly, that was a completely separate issue to what we've had before. Usually it's internet based with me, but that was not the case this time. Something decided to just update and pop up in the right corner of my PC, and it just completely bricked it. Nothing happened, everything just froze. Everything stopped completely. I'm really not sure what happened there. Mouse wouldn't move, Control-Alt-Delete, nothing worked at all. And then after about 10 seconds, the whole thing just went black and completely turned off. it was absolutely gone. I've never had that before, and I've never had the crash that we had last night either. So at the moment, as you can see, this PC is begging for a rebuild, if I'm honest. I'm really not sure why that happened. I changed camera, something updated, bang, whole thing just froze and then went black, turned off and restarted itself, and here we are. So I'm just loading into the session now. Apologies for the technical issue. Once we're in the session, we should be absolutely golden. Just loading up the iRacing live timing as well, the SDK gaming software. Thank you for supplying such great software to SDK. And thank you everybody for your patience. We're up to 97% loaded into the sim. As you can hear, we have cars. We have car noises. So let me just get everything going for you. And here we go then. So Tom Walstra still leads the way at the moment. And he has quite the gap, to be honest. He's 2.4 seconds clear of Matthew Crisp, who's got Bart Delman right behind him. There he is. Let's shut the music up and crack on with the job at hand, shall we? It's close a bit further down the order. Jack Werrell is having to really think about this now because he's got the drifting Ben Hoffman right behind him. And then Tim Rutten in there as well. They're having a good old scrap. What we like to see. Mathieu Soufi has got Louis Correa right behind him. And I was just about to say about Louis before we got killed there, to be honest, is he's in the Fast Cars Go Bang livery for this round, which is nice to see. Fast Cars Go Bang race in the Sunday Drivers MX5 League. So too does Louis Correa. We broadcast that on Simracersworld TV. But these two needn't really battle for this position at the moment, because Brian Loynes, who is there in 9th place, is the one that is just trying to get into the top 10, but at the moment obviously unable to. Out the Shell Oils hairpin he goes. Yeah, like I say everybody, I'm really sorry about that. Honestly, it's a right pain. And the thing is as well, it's 3 separate types of crash that I've had, or separate issues. Someone that's about to have an issue by the look of it is Matthew Crisp, because he's got Bart Delman closing right in on him at the moment in the number 99 car. Look at that, onto the brakes there by Delman. That was way too deep. Bart has to recover from that all on his own. Hans Polmans is still on the back of Taylor Lane, who I must say is doing a great job for Fiercely Forward. He's leading the academy class at the moment. Hey Markel, good to see you. Thanks for joining us on this fine Thursday evening here on Simracersworld TV. Here's Tom Walstra leading the race by a decent distance at the moment. In the number 70 car, he's on the final lap of the race now. Louis Correa still all over the back of Mathieu Soufi. Mathieu racing for Simracersworld F3. No, what happens is you get into the top 8, go through, and then we have another heat. And basically this heat is all the odd numbered positions from the grid. So 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th and so on. The second heat is 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on. The top 8 from both of those go through, and any drivers that get knocked out or a 9th or lower from each of the heats ends up in the consolation race, and they are again separated 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th and so on based on which heat they came from. And the last 8 go through from there, but they are the last 8 spots on the grid. So we have 24 cars in the final heat. And round the final corner, Tom Walstra takes the first win of the night. That was a great drive by Tom, very clinical, just drove away. Matthew Crisp closed right up in the end. He was actually closer than Bart Delman was to him, with Dries van den Rijt in 4th place. Taylor Lane is going to take 5th position overall. And 1st place in his class in that one. Very happy with that is Taylor. Look at that wobble across the line. It was like Schumacher and Manicourt. Hans Polmans just behind him with Mathieu Soufi. Great on his debut for Simracersworld F3, finishes 7th. Louis Correa gets the last spot, and Brian Loynes will be on pole position for the final heat. Look at these lot behind. For the consolation race that'll be. That's Jack Werrell, Ben Hoffman, Tim Rutten all together. Matty's Groan, not too happy with that. I'll be groaning about that one. Phil Reagan just coming around the final corner in the Year 1 racing car. He had a spin early on. Here's Victor Centelles, a long way down the order compared to the rest of them in the number 118 machine. That's a real shame for him. I'm just trying to find. I've noticed, and I'm sure you'll have noticed as well, that all the car number colours are not orange anymore where they used to be. It's an interesting one, isn't it? But that is the end of the first heat of the night, and we're already on to the second one. Arthur Fry, pole position alongside championship leader Adrian Falcon. Then we have Dion Phillips on his debut alongside Kevin Zemstra. Josh Clogg is fifth alongside Ross Nicholson. Good to see Josh having some good results up there. Then it's John Tusting, Sebastian Herbert, Henning Stuhlinger, Holger Meifert, Stephen Grabowski and Craig Jones, with Matthew Forrest, Carn Newen, Lee Woodburn, Michael Fisher, Chris Roberts and Danny Fenning. So here is your grid then. Adrian Falcon on the right hand side, on the inside for turn 1, which is quite interesting because pole position at Oulton Park is usually on the inside, but let's not get into that. There's Arthur Fry, and the final driver takes to the grid a bit further down the order, and we're ready to go here in Heat 2 of the evening in the Sim Stickers Sim Racers World Formula 3 Series from Oulton Park. They're away. Great start by Arthur Fry. Really good start. Oh, we've got cars around all over the shop. The virtual racing compound car, Matt Forrest, is off, and he's in the wall. We've got the WS Racing Esports cars, both of them, Holger Meifert and Michael Fisher, in the wall as well. And for the lead, Arthur Fry and Adrian Falcon side by side. Just behind them, Josh Clogg's involved in this battle here with Henning Stuhlinger just behind him as well. They all managed to fan out properly, but look at this at the front. Arthur Fry side by side then. Adrian Falcon tries to get around the outside. That's not going to work. Dion Phillips is getting involved here. That's Ross Nicholson alongside him. In the middle of this, Kevin Zemstra trying to just hold his ground and see what comes of it. But let's have a quick look back at that start. Holger Meifert then had a real nightmare here, and I think his teammate Michael Fisher a bit further back may hold the answer to what went on. Oh, he just spun it all on his own. We'll have a look back at what Holger Meifert did. That was a strange noise. I'm keeping an eye on the leaderboard. Dion Phillips is off. Yeah, Holger Meifert loses it, hits Craig Jones and then Matt Forrest, and then the other SCC car as well of Carn Newen. Oh, we've had Dion Phillips off the circuit. Chris Roberts is off. Chris Roberts is off big time. Oh, sounds like a big bang there as well. Dion Phillips having a nightmare. Dion into the chicane. Oh, he's just lost it on his own. And then Chris Roberts is going to arrive on the scene, I believe. Oh, no. Oh, no, Chris. And then Dion gets going as well. Oh, into traffic. And then in the air, Dion's had his own accident there. And then he's off and he's going to hit the wall. Hopefully he doesn't come back on. That's a nightmare for Dion, Danny Fenning and a couple of others. Oh, wow. Michael Fisher. No, sorry, Lee Woodburn has just gone in the wall hard there. Lee Woodburn's had a big hit. He goes in a bit deep into turn 1. New livery by the look of it. Oh, look at that. Around he goes and bang. Nose gets ripped off it. The new damage model, while it's a very frustrating thing for the drivers to not get a second chance, it's very good to watch, isn't it? Speaking of good to watch, this is Adrian Falcon. Oh, Danny Fenning is in the wall now as well. It's like a destruction derby. This is Adrian Falcon all over the back of Arthur Fry. Arthur's been great to watch as well, to be honest. Really enjoy seeing Arthur race. This is looking back now into second place. Kevin Zemstra is in third. Just behind this with Josh Clogg fourth. But these are the two closest cars on track. Arthur's gone a little bit deep into there. Adrian is getting the run on him here by the look of it. See what Adrian can do. Stick with this. Yeah, and Ollie's saying the cars are a real handful. It certainly looks that way, mate. It's very intriguing. Arthur Fry actually does the fastest lap of the race, so very well done to him. Danny Fenning has come in the pits with that damage. It's the end of his evening, I'm afraid. Oh, Arthur has to get out of it a little bit there. Adrian Falcon still chasing him down a little bit further back. Henning Stuhlinger is in 5th. He's got Stephen Grabowski, Sebastian Herbert and John Tusting behind. That was a car being lapped in the background there, Dion Phillips. So John Tusting is the last car at the moment that is in the top 8. The car behind him, this man, Ross Nicholson, he wants that 8th spot and a place in the feature race. His teammate, of course, is going to start on pole position for the consolation race, as has already been determined. The car that finishes 9th on the road in this race will be on be on the front row alongside them in the consolation. This is Ross Nicholson doing the job at the minute. Battle for the lead, by the way, still very close. Oh, Michael Fisher's gone off. Quantum Racing's John Tusting, though. He's got his work cut out now. Although Ross Nicholson, oh, he has a moment there on the exit. He ran a bit wide. Arthur Fry, another fastest lap of the race, but look at Ross Nicholson through there. He's run very wide on the exit. Hope he doesn't spin up the rears. That was a moment for Ross. As we go on board once again. He's quickest, Ross, but looks like he's struggling a little bit at the moment. Just ahead of this, by the way, Stephen Grabowski. Oh, Ross has gone off and he's in the wall. He's bent the suspension. He's bent that front left, definitely. Somehow hasn't lost a place. There's a massive gap back of 26 seconds to Michael Fisher, so he's safe in 9th. But I was going to say, Stephen Grabowski is going nowhere at the moment. Sebastian Herbert is all over the back of him, and he in turn is all over the back of Henning Stuhlinger. But I must draw your attention to these two at the front. Arthur Fry, the privateer, number 33, leading the way still on lap 4, coming onto the 5th lap in just a moment. Well, that is championship leader Adrian Falcon just behind him in the Team Iridium car. Doing a good job though is Arthur Fry leading this race. Oh, Lee Woodburn's had an issue. What's happened to Lee? Oh, he's gone around at the chicane. Oh, and he's stopped the car. He's decided to throw in the towel there. But look at this, though. This chase by Adrian Falcon. Doing a great job of it. Good scrap for the lead. This further back as well. This is Sebastian Herbert on the back of Grabowski and Stuhlinger. This isn't going away. Stuhlinger is going to be feeling the pressure, I'm sure. Although Grabowski's not quite got a run there, you can hear Heber's just letting off there. He's not trying too hard to get past because he knows that at the end of the day he's in a safe position to get through into that final race. Craig Jones has been off and gone back in the pit lane. Just gets harder and harder for Craig, I'm afraid, doesn't it? Hans, hello mate, it is Mr. Chaz. Good to see you, buddy. How are you? Thank you everyone that does comment on the YouTube stream, by the way. I can see you, and I will say hello where possible. Arthur Fry, another fastest lap of the race, but look at this then, Stephen Grabowski has Sebastian Herbert all over the back of him. I'll say that, he's just dropped off there with a bit of a poor exit. Arthur Fry is still not away, he's not safe here from Adrian Falcon. The pair of them fighting for this lead. They sound very good, don't they, these cars? Anton Dupin, very very confident for Hans Polman's, judging by the YouTube chat. Oh, we've got Dion Phillips. No, we've got Ross Nicholson off the circuit again. Ross is having a nightmare. Get it in gear, mate. Get on with it. Oh, Stephen Grabowski's gone off at the chicane. Hebra goes through. Surely Tusting is going to try and go through as well, but look at this. No, that's not for position, sorry. That's Dion Phillips, just behind in the white and blue number 7. So these top 8 are really safe because they've got 31 seconds back to Michael Fisher. I'll show you the track map. You can see where the 8 is on the left of your screen. Then the 9 is the yellow dot on the very far right. Look at the distance on the circuit. A long, long way. So they can be happy with that. Arthur Fry is under pressure at the moment. Khan Newen in the SCC racing car, the updated livery. All over the back of Michael Fisher. They both have a bit of a moment. Oh, we've had Lee Woodburn off again. Oh, Lee. Oh, Lee. I don't know what he's having a nightmare with it, but he needs to just keep going. Oh, and there's Khan Newen then. He's going to overtake Michael Fisher. There's a change for the lead. Adrian Falcon. He was in front for a moment there. Look at this. He's now going to try this into the chicane. This is brave. This is going to surely end in tears. Onto the brakes, turns it in, gets it slowed down, slams on Arthur Fry round the outside. Great defensive stuff. Beautiful by Arthur Fry. I don't quite know how he held on to that there. Sorry for the volume, everybody. It's easy to get excited at this. Wow. But we've got this wonderful battle for the race lead. Arthur Fry holds on. Kevin Zemstra, by the way, he's not got much airtime, but no news is good news in this case because he's holding on very well. Doing everything right at the moment. But yeah, the closest 2 cars on track are these pair at the very front of the pack. Arthur Fry on his way onto lap 8 of this race. You can see Adrian's car, obviously very dark blue, and the helmet bright yellow. It looks very menacing. It's Senna-esque, isn't it? Senna, of course, very famous for his bright yellow crash helmet. When people, as Martin Brundle quoted, when you saw the day-glow McLaren of Ayrton Senna coming up behind you in qualifying in that bright yellow helmet, you didn't want to be the one that ruined the lap that everyone was there to see, and you had to just jump out of the way. I think Arthur Fry may be thinking that at the moment with Adrian Falcon because he's leading the championship, don't forget, is the Spaniard. Team Iridium. And this is first season, as it is for Arthur as well. First season in Simracersworld. I think that front left is slightly damaged, you know, from a bit of contact in that chicane last lap. Maybe Adrian struggling a little bit with that. Arthur Fry off the circuit, making the most of these boundaries. Oh, and Ross Nicholson. Ross, mate. I really feel for Ross because he's such a quick guy, such a nice lad as well. But he's not getting on with the car tonight. Henning Stuhlinger is. He's 5th. And just behind him there is Sebastian Hebera. Seb's on a mission too. Look at that, Seb is on a mission. He's absolutely going for it now. He's all over the back of him. He's tucked up right behind him. Look at that. Henning Stuhlinger carries so much pace around turn 1. And through cascades as well. Very quick. Very quick indeed. Sebastian Hebera just closes up there through Island Bend into the Shell Oils hairpin. That is Josh Clogg just ahead of them for position, by the way. Oh, we've got Chris Roberts off the track, Danny Fenning off the track as well. Oh, Danny's off big time on the exit of turn 1, and into the wall he goes. That's a big hit. He's broken the rear of that car. Let's have a look what happened here. When does it break away? Oh, it just bounces it over the curb, goes one way, then the other. And bang. In it goes. Arthur Fry, though, has got away from Adrian Falcon, who's had an issue on this lap. I think Adrian ran wide at turn 1, you know. And now he's got to think about Kevin Zemstra behind him then. We're on to the final lap for Arthur Fry. He's off in the distance at the moment, showing that he can be very quick. Hebera on the back of Henning Stuhlinger. Needs to be careful doing that sort of thing on the grass. Let's see what he can do here against the German. Two Germans against each other, I should say. Henning Stuhlinger's just got turn 1 nailed, and he just opens that gap up nicely. Doesn't need to worry about anything else, does he? Now Hebera's got the run out of Cascades. He's got the slipstream down towards Island Bend. Moves over to the left just a bit, just to say, look, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Onto the brakes, into the Shell Oils hairpin. Josh Clogg just ahead of these as well. All in the same class. This is 1, 2, 3 in the consistency class at the moment in this race. But Hebera just can't quite get it done. He's got Dion Phillips waiting very patiently behind him. Dion's being a good lad and making sure he doesn't get in anyone's way. Adrian Falcon, by the way, has got Kevin Zemstra right up his exhaust now. Kevin is not going to be scared to make a move, but just in the distance, here is Arthur Fry. He's coming around the final corner. I just want to keep an eye on these boys. No, it looks all good for now. But Arthur Fry takes heat 2 of the night at Oulton Park. Great drive. Very controlled. Adrian Falcon, always exciting to watch, finishes in second place ahead of Kevin Zemstra. Josh Clogg is going to take 4th position. Another win in the consistency class. Good to see Josh back up there. Very well done, mate. Henning Stuhlinger only just beat Sebastian Hebera across the line. And John Tosting is going to be the last car to get through into the feature from that second heat. And Khan Newen will start second on the grid in the consolation race, with Matthew Forrest 4th, and the car right behind him, Michael Fisher, will start 6th on the grid. But no rest for the wicked, because straight away now we're going to go into the consolation race, which is a slightly longer race, and don't forget, has a pit stop involved as well. There's a mandatory pit stop in the consolation and the feature race. And let me tell you this, that if you are in a heat, get knocked out, then get into the consolation, then get through to the final, you're going to have a long old night ahead of you, because you'll have done 3 races at differing lengths. Across the line then goes Forrest and Fisher. Chris Roberts has already crossed the line, so Fisher will round out the session and the cars will disappear. There you go. And the final grid before the feature then. Brian Loynes takes pole position from Khan Newen, as I just mentioned, ahead of Alex Eitler, Matthew Forrest, Jack Werrell, Michael Fisher, Ben Hoffman, Dion Phillips, Tim Rutten, Ross Nicholson. Watch out for Phillips and Nicholson and Loynes. Groen and Roberts on row 6, with Phil Reagan alongside Craig Jones, and it's Victor Centelles, Greg Parmenter, Lee Woodburn, sorry, Danny Fenning in there, Greg Parmenter, Lee Woodburn, Ben White, Holger Meifert and Paul Godden. So Brian Loynes then at the front. He's going to try and make the most of this, but look out for Dion Phillips, the white and blue car a little bit further back there. And Ross Nicholson, who's just going to pop up on the grid in a moment. Ready? No. Where's Ross Nicholson? He's not taken to the start, so the consolation race here at Oulton Park without the SimStickers racing driver is away. It's a very tentative start from Brian Loynes. Oh, we've got a car in the middle. Oh, Dion Phillips, well, that's his race done. There's a massive accident in the back. Oh, the guys really aren't used to this, are they? Khan Newen's gone off. Oh, and around. Ben Hoffman. No, it's not Ben Hoffman. Apologies. Matthew Forrest in the virtual racing compound car. Got more mayhem further down the... Oh, Jack Werrell's off grass tracking. I know you're in the countryside, Jack, but you don't need to sample it. Yeah, the starts have been a bit poor here. Holger Meifert's off at Cascades, but Khan Newen leads the way. Khan, combined with my commentary, made it into the iRacing Not Top 10 a few weeks ago, as you all may have seen. Look at this in the middle. Jack Werrell all over the back of Craig Jones in the SCC racing car. Hard on the brakes into the chicane. Just ahead of him is Phil Reagan and then Alex Eitler. Top 8 of this race go through as well. Oh, Greg Parmenter's gone off again at that chicane. He did that earlier. Yeah, we need to have a look back at that start when this calms down a little bit, because that was a real shame. Dion Phillips, though, definitely the one that lit it up. Ben Hoffman's lit it up, and now he's off the circuit. That's dropped him way down out of the top 8 and out of a grid position in the feature. This is close though. Alex Eitler, he's going to have to watch his mirrors now. Phil Reagan, Craig Jones, Jack Werrell all behind him. Craig trying to make a move by the look of it. We've got Ben Hoffman just recovering on the circuit now, so he's down in 12th place. Brian Loynes has retaken the lead, by the way. Oh, Matt Forrest is off again. Brian Loynes has taken the lead, and Carn Newen and Tim Rutten are side by side for second and third now. I'm trying to keep up with this as best I can, everybody. Craig Jones side by side with Phil Reagan. Jack Werrell says, thank you very much, boys. Don't do it, Jack. Calm. Honestly. These guys, it is a very, very frantic, fast race around here. Especially with how narrow Oulton Park is. We've got Holger Meifert just running a bit wide there. Werrell down the inside. Oh, Reagan's become a grass-based missile, and he's going to go straight into the barrier. And that, I'm sure, is the end of Phil Reagan's race. That's such a shame. Around the outside, let's have a look. Does he just give too much room and go on the grass? Yeah, just that touch of the grass, and that's it. Look, car's gone. You're not stopping that, Phil. Through the gravel and into the wall it goes. There is Jack Werrell then. On the back of Alex Eitler. He's got Craig Jones right behind him. Paul Godden is the last car in the top 8. There he is. That's all. Craig Jones doing a bit of grass tracking. Oh, Werrell's off. There's the Chaz curse. I say that we look away from a car and he has issues. What's happened to Jack? Oh, Jack spins it on his own. Great avoidance by Craig Jones there. But unfortunately, Jack recovering. Holger Meifert's off now as well. This is more like a rallycross race, isn't it? Brian Loynes leads the way. Just while all that's going on, I want to have a look back at what happened to Dion Phillips. Oh, two of them. Too much wheel spin, and then, oh, look at that. There's 3 of them right together there. Who was that? Just behind. It was one of the SCC racing cars. Got a really strong start behind. Apologies for the frame rate on this. This is going to look a bit dodgy for a moment. So Dion spins it up. I think Matt Forrest was involved. No, it was Chris Roberts. So Chris Roberts has got, is that Victor Centelles in there? He goes out the way to the left. One of the Simracersworld smacks into Dion Phillips. Wings go everywhere. There's one of the WS Racing Esports cars now. He hits that. Then Lee Woodburn gets into the 253. It is Victor Centelles as well on the left. Chris Roberts and Mattis Groen that get caught up in that. That's a big, big hit, that is. This is Chris Roberts' view. Oh, so it looks like as well. Mattis Groen already jumped the start. Chris Roberts gets away. Look at that. Who was that? The Year 1 car that went through. Victor Centelles ends up inside. The other one. Was that Phil Reagan getting that jump? What a start by Phil Reagan. What a launch. And he just misses the accident as well. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing by Phil Reagan. I know I often just show you that Phil Reagan crashes. But, well, fair play, mate. As we've got... Oh, Brian Loynes lapping the virtual racing compound car of Matt Forrest. All 3 of them in this race. He gets out of the way of Tim Rutten, who goes through. Tim doing a good job there in the Simracersworld F3 car. Craig Jones is trying to close in here on Ben White. Craig Jones racing in the World GT Championship previously. He's the reigning AM champion of the World GT Championship in the SCC racing car. An interesting combination of colours on the livery. By the way, Brian Loynes is only half a second ahead of second place, Tim Rutten. And we've seen Tim take a heat win before now, so he's done very well. He's had a real turnaround in pace this season as Tim. We've got Holger Meifert just doing some lawn mowing for Jonathan Palmer again. Oh, he's just spun it again, I think. No, he's not. He's got going, or has he? Tim Rutten, fastest lap of the race. Go on, sunshine. Absolutely flying. 128.0 to Brian Loynes' 128.9. Tim Rutten is on a charge here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, don't jinx it, Chaz. He needs to sort his spec map out, but still, he's flying. Absolutely flying. This is lap 5 out of 14. Don't forget we have a pit stop, a mandatory pit stop in this race. A lap round here in these Formula 3 cars about 1.5 minutes. Oh, Holger Meifert. Oh, Holger, what is going on, mate? That's going to be going back to the pits, I'm pretty sure. Into Druids Bend. Difficult to get right. Oh, he's just snatched it on the brakes. Around it goes, and that's a big, big hit. Breaks the car in all sorts of places that it didn't know it had places. So here's your lead battle then. Closest two cars on track at the moment. Brian Loynes and Tim Rutten. Honestly, what's Tim Rutten been eating? He's absolutely on it, isn't he? It's a great resurgence from Tim Rutten. Let's just hope he doesn't repeat what he did at Spa last season with Jack Werrell and get too close to the back of Brian Loynes. This should be a great fight. Brian Loynes now fastest lap of the race, but look at that. There you go, Tim Rutten actually goes faster than him, but I think it didn't count because he might have got an incident point part way round. But there's thousandths of a second between them. Khan Newen as well, 1:29.010. He was a second slower. Now, sectors 1, 2 and 3 are purple for Brian Loynes. Sectors 4, 5 and 6 are purple for Tim Rutten. So they are swapping purple sectors at the moment, everybody. Well, Brian Loynes will certainly be watching his rearview mirror. Because Tim Rutten is not going away. Alex Eitler will also be watching his mirrors because there is Ben White and Craig Jones just behind him. Ben White got a really good run out of there by the look of it as well. These cars sound so good, don't they, when they hit the limiter? It sounds like it's such a throttly intake noises. Oh, that's a bit of a moment there for Alex Eitler. And now Craig Jones is right on the back of Ben White. This is a good little battle that we've got going on here. Don't forget pit stops are involved in this race as well. Down the inside looks Ben White. Will go on the best seat of the house here in Craig Jones's car. Oh, he just runs a little bit wide. He probably could have taken advantage of the pair of them there. Look at the time differences between Loynes and Rutten at the front. So close together, and Alex Eitler thinks, nah, I'm out of there. Ben, you can go through. Craig Jones gets the cutback. That was nicely executed. He's moving over. Stop moving over in a straight line. Oh, the amount of times I say it a week. Stop moving in a straight line. Just drive straight. You don't need to move over in a straight line and cause incidents. Around Island Bend then, up towards the Shell Oils hairpin. The SEC racing car doing everything he can at the moment to try and gain a place. Ben White will be happy to have the clear track in front of him now. He'll try and break away, surely. Watching the different lines here from Alex Eitler. He's really pushing this. Tim Rutten, by the way, ready? Bang! Here he is. All over the back of Brian Loynes. You can hear that short shift from Tim Rutten. Just to make sure that he doesn't light up the rears on exit of the corner. We're over the halfway point of the race now. Oh, the Cascades just chucks these cars sideways, doesn't it? It's very difficult to get right. Oh, Phil Reagan's gone off. That's a car missing its front wing as well. What has happened to Phil? Oh, he's already got the damage before that. And before that. What has gone on here, Phil? Here we go. Is he just going to biff the wall? Oh, heck. Oh, he got lucky there, didn't he? Wow. Got very lucky there. And carrying on with no nose. That's an interesting effort. He's 5 seconds a lap slower than the cars around him. But he's got a pit in this race, so may as well have done it so far, but we'll see. Chris Roberts is 16th, just behind him in the virtual racing compound car. He will not know that Phil Reagan's nose is missing. He'll just see a car that isn't quite handling to its best ability. Car behind him on track there, I believe. Just trying to figure out who that is behind him. It's one of the SimSticks cars. It's not Danny Fenning. It's not Ross Nicholson. Oh, Tim Rutten's in. Tim Rutten's thought, right, I'm not chasing him down anymore. I'm going to get a pit stop. Oh, he misses his box a little bit. Ross Nicholson's all on his own. Oh, it was Greg Parmenter that was just behind these guys. He's in 12th place overall. So you can see how much the field has spread out and changed over. You've got Alex Eitler coming in the pits now as well. Tim Rutten is out. And off he goes. There's Ross Nicholson just going around the first corner. We've got Phil Reagan and Chris Roberts side by side. Chris gets in front. Phil's going to go straight on. Onto the gravel. That car has it's been through enough at the moment, I think. Brian Loynes then, halfway around a lap. And look where Tim Rutten is in comparison, all the way up there. So that's the difference that Tim has to think about now. Love watching the pace of these cars as they go up Clay Hill, down towards Druids. Long double apex right-hander, great corner, really great corner. Plenty of bumps here at Oulton Park, and they're all soft as well. They're not like sudden bumps, like hard changes in the concrete. They're really soft and smooth, so they catch the car out, they unsettle it, and if there's a car with very soft suspension, then it really does get upset around here. Honestly, if you've not done it before, try driving one of the Aussie supercars around here, because my lord, are they lively around here. They're lively at the best of times, but around here it's unbelievable. Victor Belair-Centelles, by the way, has recovered into 10th position. Oh, Alex Eitler's had an issue. What's happened to Alex? Oh, he's just had a spin. And he's going to let Jack Werrell through. There goes the Werrell. Ben Hoffman is now behind Alex Eitler and Victor Belair-Centelles on lap 10 out of 14. That's come around quickly. Still no pit stop for a lot of these guys. We'll show you the pit stops on the left-hand side. So you can see Tim Rutten top of those that has pitted. Jack Werrell second. Then it's Alex Eitler. Centelles has not pitted, but Hoffman has. So Hoffman wants to get past him and get away. He wants that clean air. He doesn't want to be fighting with someone that hasn't pitted yet. Chucking it round Cascades. It's great to see. Good little battle this though. They are all sticking together. Go on board with Ben Hoffman in the Year 1 Racing Alpha Live car. Onto the chicane again. Oh, it sounded like he locked up the brakes a little bit there, did Ben Hoffman. Right, Brian Loynes and Carn Newen both in the pit lane. Oh, hello. Victor Centelles goes straight on. Doesn't look like he gained an advantage from it, but he would have got a slowdown for that one, surely. Right, let's have a look at Tim Rutten. He's gone past Paul Godden, but Brian Loynes is way out in front. So it looks like that battle has been dissipated. Here's Carn Newen coming out of the pits. He's all clearing on his own as well, by the look of it. So we've got Craig Jones leading the race overall for SCC Racing. He hasn't pitted yet. He's only 2.5 seconds ahead of Brian Loynes though, who has pitted. And here's Jack Werrell with Ross Nicholson for company. Just round the outside towards Cascades. The two black, red and white machines just about swapping positions. And here's Ben Hoffman now on the back of Alex Eitler. He's got the run. Gets it done on Alex Eitler. Nice stuff into the island bend. Committed stuff from Ben Hoffman. Through he goes. Now Jack Werrell has to think about Ross Nicholson here. Ross is looking feisty. Ross try on young Werrell. Craig Jones in the pits, the race leader. Looks like Ross really couldn't follow around Knickerbrook there. There's the lap car just getting out of the way of Jack and Ross. Nicely done. Oh, as Ross has gone very deep into Druids. That was Michael Fisher that was just getting out of the way a moment ago. Oh, we've got a battle going on here between Ben White. There's Craig Jones. As Craig has just emerged from the pit lane, he's in 5th place. Don't forget, Werrell and Nicholson, the last 2 cars that are going to get a place in the feature if they continue. Ben Hoffman is 5 seconds back on them. So with 2 laps to go, they don't really need to be fighting for this. All they're fighting for now, if they finish as they are, or in these 2 positions, is 1 extra grid slot in the feature. But it's been a long old night for Werrell. Obviously doing the first heat, now the consolation, and then he's going to have to do the feature as well if he gets through. Victor Centelles all over the back of Alex Eitler. Another good battle though. You love to see it. So many battles here in the SimStickers Simracersworld Formula 3 series. I absolutely love covering this series. My PC doesn't, but I do. Up Clay Hill once again. It's a lot steeper than it looks. I've ridden a push bike up that. I'd say I pushed a push bike up the hill. Very aptly named bike as well. Oh, Michael Fish has gone off. Doing a bit more lawn mowing. Honestly, Palmer's going to absolutely have him over this. Now here's Alex Eitler, and it looks all nice and tidy ahead if you're Alex Eitler, but behind, no. Victor Centelles all over the back of him. Literally all over the back of him as they go onto the brakes. Side by side they go. Nice stuff by Victor Centelles. Look at that, and now look at the run that he's got at Cascades, out of Cascades I should say. I don't need a 30-80 hands, don't you be silly. Now they are very good, I won't lie. I'm pleasantly surprised. They've oh, Fish is still doing some lawn mowing. I'm pleasantly surprised by the performance figures on the 30 series cards, I must say. I'm not going to go into it too much, but yeah, I would like one, as we all would, I'm sure. I wouldn't say I need one. People are overreacting and saying that these 20 series cards are obsolete. They're not. They still do the job. Look at Werrell. Oh no, Jack, get on with it. Go. Oh, Jack. Final lap of the race has just started as well for Brian Loynes, and Jack Werrell has just dropped it. Phil Reagan's off again in the Formula 2.6. Austin Greatorex. Oh, you've joined far too late, mate. There's already been a computer issue. Can you believe that? Yeah. I'll glaze over it very quickly, Austin, but yeah, we went into a rear chase view earlier. Something decided that it wanted to update in the bottom right of my screen. Whole thing just completely bricked. Like, mouse wouldn't move, keyboard wouldn't work, nothing. And then after 10 seconds of being frozen, it just went black and turned back on, and it's fine. But yes, the Werrell has dropped down out of the top 8. He's going to be hoping for some sort of incident between the other cars on this final lap. I mean, Ben White and Craig Jones are the only 2 that are close together. Just Windows tings. Never mind, it's good 2 days, Austin. The last 3 broadcasts I've done for the Simracersworld Formula 3 series have been interrupted by technical issues, whether that's internet or PC. But someone that's not been interrupted, he had a bit of a fight with Tim Rotten, but Brian Loynes is just coming around the final corner to take the win in the consolation race, and boy did he need that. Great drive, Brian Loynes takes the win in the consolation. He gets himself a spot in the feature race. Tim Rotten, what a drive by Tim. He can be very pleased with that one. Great job, 2nd place. Nice drive. Carl Newen is going to finish in 3rd place. Car ahead of him is not for position. That's Matthew Forrest. Carl Newen, 3rd place. Nice podium. Ben White just ahead of Craig Jones for 4th and 5th. Then we've got Paul Godden just coming out of the final corner. And Ross Nicholson across the line there as well. He gets through. He'll be very pleased to have made it through. Ben Hoffman grabs it at the last as Jack Werrell, such a shame for Jack, drops out. And that's that, I'm afraid, for him. Well, what can you say? It was a great drive by Brian Loynes, though. He can be very chuffed with that one. I'm sure that he will happily tell everybody how pleased he is to have made that through. So we're just waiting for the last couple of cars to finish. Phil Regan, he's dragging this car along across the line. He hasn't actually pitted either. Victor Centelles, Chris Roberts and Phil Regan did not pit in that race, so they will get disqualified anyway. And Phil understandably stops that car as quickly as possible. But we now have the warm-up session, which will be 10 minutes long, and shall be a nice moment for these drivers to just chill out a little bit before the feature race. I'm trying to get it to have a look at someone. There we go. Right then, this is the usual moment, as you know, where I just take a quick break, just need to go get a drink. But I'll leave you with the warm-up session for about 5 minutes, and then we'll be back with you and have the feature race, the main event for the evening here at Oulton Park. My name's Chaz Draycott, this is Simracersworld TV and the Sim Stickers Simracersworld Formula 3 series. I will be right back with you. Oh heck. Hello again, everybody. Right then, so warm-up's been a bit scrappy, hasn't it? We've had cars going off all over the shop here. Oh, there's Sebastian Heber going off. I've got the cameras on auto at the moment, and it's one of the best things I ever do with these warm-up sessions. I just click. Obviously, as you all may know, in iRacing you can click Exciting, Leader, or Crashes, which are the 3 camera settings. Exciting is the closest together. Leader is basically the same as Exciting, but it focuses more on cars near the front. And Crashes is basically Exciting, but as soon as anyone, there you go, has an issue, then it will take a look at them. At the moment, obviously, this is only warm-up, so no positions or anything at stake, so these drivers can hoon it around and smack into each other if they want to. But I do sincerely hope you're all enjoying the stream so far. I'm glad that we didn't have a complete dropout earlier on. I'm glad that everything's still okay. Yeah, more cars going off. But then, let us know, guys, who is going to be your pick for this feature race? Who are you going to see take the win in this feature? We have a mandatory pit stop, don't forget, here at Oulton Park. Well, as we do it every round, but you know what I mean. Look at that, Bart Delman fastest, 127.3. Oh, Kevin Semstra. He's doing a bit of dancing. Yeah, those Fiercely Forward cars do look good, don't they? And it's not too far from their old livery at the front either, which is nice. So it's still identifiable from the front as almost, well, it looks identical to its predecessor livery, but from the side you really do notice the difference. So, a couple of minutes to go then, here in warm-up. And you can see that everyone is giving it their all at the moment. Just make sure, though, that you keep an eye on some of these precision class drivers coming through. Oh, you can hear the pit lane warnings as well as the cars go in. Don't forget that the wonderful Paul Smith. Oh, as Arthur Fry meets the barrier there. Paul Smith, good friend of mine and co-commentator. He actually voices a lot of the announcements at the British circuits. So too does Connery Maddock of Race Spot as well. It's great, really is great. The ambient sound's working very well on iRacing. You don't hear too much of them when the cars are out, but it's more when you're in a test on your own and it's really quiet. It's nice to listen to it all. But you do get little things like the pit lane siren. It syncs to everybody as well, so when you go in the pits, it's not just randomly going on and off. Everybody hears it when you go in the pit lane, which is nice to hear. Not sure whether we'll... No, this is the exit of the pit lane, so I don't know if there's any settings for it. Just bear with me 1 second, I'll have a quick look. Let's have a little check. It's maybe a bit dangerous to start playing with sounds now, isn't it? No, it's turned all the way up, so I just wanted to see if it got turned down at all, but no. So there you go. You're not really going to hear it over anything else. We've got a car off, which is Dries van den Rij in the Data Wire car. Dries is a very popular guy in the Simracersworld paddock. Very clean racer, and he's just always there scoring points, round after round. I really enjoy watching Dries race. And I always say it, but it's one of my favourite liveries on the grid because it's just realistic. It's very simple, and it just works. There is Mr. Data Wire. At the final corner he goes. Anton reckons Hansi will win. Hans Polmans in the consistency class. Arthur Fry has been very quick tonight. Don't forget we've also got Tom Wallstra, Kevin Zemstra, Adrian Falcon, Bart Daleman. It's going to be an incredible final race. Shame not to see Tanguy van der Weeg here this evening. Tanguy's a very, very strong competitor. And here we go then. Whew. Scary moment now. So, Tom Walster on pole, Arthur Fry second with Matthew Crisp, Adrian Falcon, Bart Delman and Kevin Zemstra. Dries van den Rijt make it the top 7 cars in the precision class. Then it's Josh Clogg, Taylor Lane. Watch out for Taylor winning the academy class. He's well in with a shout. Henning Stuhlinger with Hans Polmans and Sebastian Herbera behind him. Then we have Mathieu Sufi with Stephen Grabowski, Louis Correa, John Tusting, Brian Loynes. Watch out for him coming through. Ahead of Tim Rutten, Carn Newen, Ben White, Craig Jones, Paul Godden, Ross Nicholson starting 23rd, and Ben Hoffman at the back of the field. So, we have a lot of drivers that can be very, very quick making their way through. Watch out for wheel spin off the line, because we've seen a lot of it tonight. We've seen some incidents off the start of almost every race. The tension is rising. We're waiting for Josh Clogg and Tim Rutten. The car changed gears so aggressively in the background there, it almost fell over. The number 205, look at it on the right, the orange car. No, never mind, he's stopped now. Well, here we go then. The feature race from Oulton Park in the SimStickers Simracersworld Formula 3 Series is away. Strong start for a lot of the drivers. Everyone keeps it nice and clean. Walstra leads them then. Fry, Crisp, Falcon, Delman, Zemstra. Cars running wide on the exit of the corner. Brian Loynes is way off. Oh no, John Tusting's around. Huge contact. And Craig Jones and Brian Loynes, the innocent party. No, Brian gets taken out. And we've had Arthur Fry drop a handful of positions here at the start of the lap. Arthur Fry has dropped down quite a bit. Louis Correa's gone off. Oh, he's off at Cascades, and I'm sure the nose of the car will be consulted. You can get pills for that. Tom Walstra, he's going to be happy with this. He did this in the first heat of the night. He just drove away. That's such a shame, though. Hans Polmans. Oh, it was Adrian Falcon. Adrian Falcon's around. Sorry, I'm going to come back to it. Adrian Falcon is flying down the order. He's had a spin. That is very unlike Adrian Falcon. Let's have a look. Is it just out of the chicane? Yeah, it just bounces on the curb. He's lucky he doesn't get collected, but that's a real nightmare for Adrian Falcon, championship leader. That's going to drop him loads of points. Hans Polman's had an issue. Let's have a look at what happened. Oh, it's after this. Oh, the rear wing's gone. Oh, he just pulls over. He knows that that's it. Such a shame. Adrian Falcon's 17th. Now this, if he does do it, it's going to be a comeback drive. Bart Delman in trouble as well. Keeps the revs nice and low. Oh, Dries van den Rijt's off now. Oh well, we said earlier that these cars are a real handful, aren't they? And look at it. Absolutely unbelievable. Let's have a look at Brian Loynes then, right at the back of the grid. That's John Tusting on the right, the Quantum car. There's 3 wide in front. Is there contact that causes it? Oh no, John actually makes contact. Oh, look at that. Who was that? It was Craig Jones. Craig Jones comes flying through out of nowhere. Oh, Craig was even further back than Brian Loynes. He's just changing gear a lot. There's not a lot going on in terms of people going off at the moment, so I'm just going to keep an eye on this. So that's John Tusting and Brian Loynes just ahead. There's a little tap there. Oh, John Tusting goes back into the back of the car in front. Craig Jones just like a missile through the middle. Hits Ross Nicholson, and that is a big, big off, and he is out of the race, understandably. Arthur Fry's back up to 3rd place ahead of Kevin Zemstra. Look at this behind. Taylor Lane, Bart Delman, Henning Stuhlinger, Mathieu Sufi, Stephen Grabowski and Carn Newen are a little bit further back from it, but Kevin Zemstra, he's going to be happy he's got that gap, because it's Josh Clogg that has all of them behind him. Sorry for the incessant clicking. And down the inside, Bart Delman. Nice move there on Taylor Lane. Taylor, of course, trying to take honours in the AM class, and then he's got Mathieu Sufi having a great debut here. Car in the pit lane. Stephen Grabowski making his way in. So too is Adrian Falcon. Now Adrian, that's important, because Adrian's going to look for a cutback here on everybody. He's going to want a bit of track position, a bit of clean air, and then get back out. We've got some of the cars involved in that earlier incident coming back out on track as well. But wow, what a start to the race we've had there. 21 laps here at Oulton Park. They sound great out that corner, don't they? I must admit, since iRacing brought out the X Audio 2 system for the sim, it sounds unbelievable. The raspiness of the cars, just the level of volume you get from it, the pops and bangs and just everything they do, and the ambient noises they brought in recently, it sounds great. And I still maintain that iRacing, when the cars are moving around and we're watching them like this, they are the most natural looking in terms of their movement from any sim. And we're not going to get into the, oh, this sim's better than this sim argument now, but that's just my view on that. Oh, Stephen Grabowski, what's happened, Stephen? Oh no, not into Island Bend. Oh, the car gets away from him, and is that going in the wall? You betcha. Bang, hard into the barrier. Big hit there for Stephen Grabowski. Now Josh Clogg is side by side with Bart Daleman out of Lodge, up Deer Leap and over the start-finish line. Bart is going to be sick of seeing fiercely forward cars. He's got past Lane, he's got past Clogg, and now he's going to want to get past Kevin Zemstra, but Kevin's a little bit further up the road. Henning Stuhlinger, by the way, 8th place, he's doing well at the moment. Dries van den Rijk comes in the pit lane. Now where's Azrael Falcon? Here he is, all on his own. Now he's done a purple sector 6 and 7 sectors around this lap. Let's see what he does. He's done his personal best, but it was a pit stop last time round, so he's obviously not doing the fastest lap of the race. This is Carl Newen with White and Hoffman behind him, the 2 Year One Racing Alpha Live cars. Through the chicane they go, back up the hill. Such a challenging corner. Ben White looking around, he's just saying, go on. Trying to make my way through. Carl Newen, of course, is in the academy class. The 2 cars behind him are in the consistency class. But you get points for overall position, so he's not going to want to give it up. Druids is such an intense corner, isn't it? Long right-hander. These are the closest cars on the track at the moment. Arthur Fry, fastest lap of the race, 1:27.7. No, Ben White! Ben White has dropped it. Oh, and it's a big hit, and he's in the wall. That has surely ended his race. Tries to recover, but I'm sorry, Ben. Unless he's got a fast repair, that ain't going nowhere. Let's listen. Listen for the siren. Ready? Sorry, Ben, but this is for everyone's benefit. There you go. It's just like he's walked into a corner shop. Taylor Lane, he's leading the academy class at the moment. Taking plenty of curb as well at the Shell Oils hairpin, but Taylor will be happy with this performance so far. He's got his teammate Josh Clogg ahead as well, so a good reference point for him. I know that Taylor's quick anyway. As well, Ben Hoffman now it's his go to have a look at Carl Newen and the multicoloured SCC racing machine. Nearly running out of track there was Carl Newen. Oh, there's a car around in front. That's Henning Stuhlinger. I was just saying how good Henning was doing. What's happened here? Is it just a spin? Oh, he's clipped a bit of grass. Oh, it's such a shame. And he's actually quite lucky. The car sort of re-rotates to the left. Carl Newen needs to look behind him. I'm sure he won't want to, because there's Ben Hoffman. He needs to look in front of him now. Then it's Matthew Crisp then taking the fastest lap of the race so far in the silver machine. The fiercely forward independent car looks great. Arthur Fry all over the shop there, out of Cascades. Highest placed driver that is pitted so far is Ross Nicholson. He's only half a second ahead of Adrian Falcon. There is the gap. So watch out for these pair making moves up the field as it goes on. They've got Dries van den Rijk 7 seconds behind them. But I think Adrian's probably got the pace here. We'll go on board with the Spaniard, championship leader. And look at that, Ross just gets out of the way. He says, I know that you're quick, mate, so off you go. You'll probably want to follow him just as a bit of a reference. We saw that Ross was struggling in that earlier heat. Onto the brakes, left, right. Left again. If you ever go to Oulton Park, by the way, do try and watch from down at that chicane if the race meeting is running the full circuit, because it's absolutely wonderful. You don't see anything of the rest of the track, but you see them go through Island Bend, up to Shell Oils, and then back down into that chicane, and then you hear them roar up the hill. No matter what car it is, it's a great sight. Exit of Old Hall's very good as well. One of the best spots though is actually Hilltop on the far end of the circuit, because you get to see them come down here, through the avenue down to Cascades, and then across the bottom of the hill here. And then you get to see them over Hilltop again as they come back down to the Knickerbrook chicane, and then you get a glimpse of them as they go back up Clay Hill. And yes, Ollie, you know it, mate, it's a great spot. Now, this is a little inter-team battle here between Josh Clogg and Taylor Lane. Taylor in the academy class, Josh is in the consistency class, leading the consistency class as well at the moment. Pair of them just working together at the moment. So Adrian Falcon is 14 seconds behind Sebastian Herbera, but pit stops at the moment are costing people between 24 and 28 seconds. So based on where Adrian is now, once cars are pitted ahead of him, well, he's going to be right near the leaders actually. That's quite scary, because he's currently, oh no, sorry, he's 25 seconds off Taylor Lane, so he's going to be roughly with these guys. That's the pace of Adrian Falcon in that clean air. He is really flying. Arthur Fry, well, Arthur's frying, you could say, at the moment. He's really cooking on gas. Oh, was just in front. Matthew Crisp. His pants will be crisp after that one. My God, what a moment that was. Let's go on board with Matthew Crisp. Hold on to your monitors, everybody. This is going to get rough. Wow. Jeez Louise. Matthew Crisp. That's scary. Scary stuff from Matthew Crisp. What a great save, though. Great control. That wall was certainly getting closer, wasn't it? Oh, my life. I bet Ollie's absolutely just... I bet his monitor's, he's just turned his monitor off and never mind hold on to it. Crazy. Crazy stuff. But that's why these drivers are in that team. Paul Godden, a little bit further down there, he is just coming down the hill. He's trying to chase down Carn Newen. Carn in 10th place at the moment. Ollie says he nearly fell off his chair. Oh, Ross Nicholson. Honestly, Ross, if you want to do that, mate, the new WRC game's just come out. Get on that. This is great to watch. I mean, I'm enjoying watching these pair at the moment, Josh Clogg and Taylor Lane. Just having a bit of fun, aren't they? Just driving around together in, let's face it, the best circuit in the world. Joachim Winkelhock, while he was racing in the BTCC, once described this place as a mini Nürburgring, because there's a lot of greenery and a lot of up and down, and it's very narrow. He's not wrong. It's an absolute gem. And Oulton Park is one of those circuits that's been improved safety-wise over the years, but hasn't been ruined for spectators. There's a couple of catch fences here and there now, like into Knickerbrook. Not Nipplebrook. But the barriers have been moved back a long way from Druids, from where they were when iRacing scanned it. And there's actually a big barrier in the middle now to stop cars going across the inside and back onto the circuit again. I'll show you what I mean when we get there. Up the hill they go. Right, we'll go on board then. Look at where the barriers go round onto the right. So you see Druids there. All of that barrier all the way around there has been pushed back by miles. And it's almost like a straight line. So when they start turning left at the top of the hill, the barrier goes off in a straight line and it's squared off. And there's just a big tyre barrier along the middle to stop cars going across. We ought to have a look at one of the other Fiercely Forward cars as Taylor Lane makes his way into the pit lane. Taylor on pit lane. There he is in the corner shot. Their teammate, Tom Walstra, he's had a bit of a flawless evening so far. I'm sorry, Ollie, I had to jinx it. He led the feature race from the very beginning. Drove away and won that. And he's doing the same here. And look at that, there you go, Adrian Falcon. Fastest lap of the race, side by side with Taylor. I told you he'd be with Taylor Lane, didn't I? Look at that for a call. Into the top 10 then, Adrian Falcon. If he gets a strong result out of this, it'll be absolutely amazing. Real proof of why he's leading the championship. He might not be after this though, because Walstra, he was right up there. Let me just very quickly be a bit of a naughty boy here and just go, whoops. Yeah, look at that, Walstra right behind him in the championship, so keep an eye on that. Just as a bit of a mid-race update for you. We've got Paul Godden, by the way. He's got Sebastian Herbert and Dries van der Rijn right, get it, behind him. Van der Rijn on a roll at the moment in the Data Wire car. Matthew Crisp disappeared for a moment there and he's back. Arthur Fry in the pit lane, Josh Clogg in the pit lane. Matthew Sufi, by the way, doing a great job up in 5th position, I must say. What a fantastic drive Matthew's having. The Belgian driver for Simracersworld Formula 3. No bias, even if there was bias, you know, I'm sure everyone will agree that he's doing a good job. 4th overall at the moment. But yeah, Paul Godden has got a bit of job on his hands here, defending from from Herbert and Van der Rijn. Herbert in the same class as him, Van der Rijn in the precision class. Oh, a bit of a moment there for Herbert. So Adrian Falcon now has gained a 2nd on Taylor Lane. His last lap was a 1:28.0. Walstra and Crisp in 27.6s. So Walstra and Crisp for fiercely forward. Walstra did a purple sector 1 last time round as well, after 11 laps. So great pace from Tom. There's his teammate Matthew Crisp, recovering after that very scary earlier incident. Oh, we've lost Arthur Fry. No, Arthur. Oh, he'll need a magic spell to make that gap back up. As Walstra, Crisp and Zemstra all in the pit lane. You can hear the siren once again. Matthew Sufi is going to be the next car in. What's he going to do? Adrian Falcon's just gone past Arthur Fry. In comes Sufi. And look at where Falcon is. Adrian coming out of the final corner. Walstra's actually just come out of the pit lane, so there you go. That's the difference there. Matthew Crisp also coming out of the pit lane. Where is Kevin Zemstra? There he is. And there goes Bart Daleman. Through. Past him he goes, and there is Adrian Falcon. So he's made a lot of time. He's 15 seconds off the race lead. What a great show this is so far. And talking of a good show, look at this. Arthur Fry and Taylor Lane side by side. Taylor Lane, interestingly, has come out ahead of Josh Clogg. Taylor. Scary moment on the exit of Cascades. Ollie's going to be... he's going to get prescribed something. Speaking of, make sure you subscribe to Simracersworld TV, everyone. Ollie's going to have to get some sort of prescription after this, though. Honestly. Paul Godden's still got these pair behind him, by the way. All over him is Sebastian Herbert, then Dries van der Rijn as well. There is the view back. The Simracersworld car all over him. Ollie says, my poor heart. Great action, though, once again from the Simracersworld. Sorry, the Sim Stickers Simracersworld Formula 3 series. It is epic, isn't it, mate? I'm loving every minute. I'm loving commentating it. Phenomenal. That's been my word of the week. If anyone heard me on the TCR UK and Touring Car Trophy commentary, they would have heard that I was very conscious of the fact I use the word phenomenal a lot. But I do. That's what it is. There's Arthur Fry then into the final corner. He's got Taylor Lane behind him in the Academy class car. He's leading that at the moment, and he's ahead of all of the Consistency class cars as well. Did someone say promotion? Great stuff by Taylor Lane, though. I mean, he made his mark on the Simracersworld Formula 3 series in Season 1 when he just turned up at Suzuka and nearly won the race outright despite being in the AM class. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And he's a funny lad as well, Taylor. Really do love the guy. We get on so well. This is Paul Godden, still holding on. He's now got Khan Newen right in front of him as well. So this is a 4-car fight here for 12th, 13th, 14th and 15th. 3 different classes, 4 different teams. And Hebra is putting the pressure on Godden. And Khan Newen will be grateful for that, because they'll be thinking, oh, finally. Just take the pressure off me, will you please, boys? These guys all a bit quicker than Khan though last time round, about half a second quicker on the previous lap. This is the closest battle on circuit, so we'll stay with it. We've got 8 laps to go. So still plenty of time for things to change. Look, Clay Hill once again. Doesn't sound like Khan's revving that car out as high. Oh, Godden's gone deep. Godden's gone very deep. Sebastian Hebra is going to come alongside. Wonderful shot there. Into Lodge they go. Through goes Sebastian Hebra, and now Dries van den Rijt wants a piece of the pie as well. He's Dries van den Rijt in there. Looks out to his Van den Rijt. Whoa, that's a moment, and that's going to be in the wall. Kith. Dries van den Rijt just overreacted a little bit maybe on the brakes. Let's have a look in slow-mo. Goes down the inside. Godden flicks it in. Yeah, Dries just chucks it in. A bit of an overcorrection. Then he gets it back to the right, but the car is still loose on the rear. And around it goes. And unfortunately gives the wall a bit of a biff. And he's out of the race. He's out of the race. That's such a shame. Like I said, Dries, such a lovely guy and very popular in the paddock, but out of this race there, and no championship points for him. Unless he is, of course, classified. Now Josh Clogg will be thinking, hang on, how did he get ahead of me? With Taylor Lane sat in front of him there. Ben Hoffman just behind as well in the Year 1 Racing Alpha Live car. He's gained 15 places as Ben Hoffman. What a great drive he's having. Ross Nicholson's gained 13. We've got, oh no! Sebastian Hebra and Khan Newen. Well, he's broken his car and he'll need a new one once again. Not sure who was to blame there. So Hebra looks down the inside. It's a little bit late to be going into there in Druids. Oh no, actually Hebra straight lines it. I was going to say I thought maybe Khan might have just squeezed him or turned in because it was late of Hebra to go down the inside, but no. It was on Hebra that, I'm afraid, mate. Just straight lined it into the back of him, and that's such a shame. It means now that Taylor Lane is definitely going to get a podium in the academy class. I think he was anyway, actually. There's 4 of them in the race. But Josh Clogg now is going to have to be thinking about cars behind him here, because Ben Hoffman is on a real mission. Josh is the only car that is currently where he started in this race. Ben Hoffman, biggest mover in the field, 15 positions gained. Ross Nicholson, 13. Paul Godden has gained 10. And if we look forward from Josh's car, you can see his teammate, Taylor Lane. Car off there, that's Hans Polman's. Ben Hoffman gets through as well with no issue. Monitoring the gaps here between these. Taylor Lane as well. Put Ben Hoffman on there so you can see the gaps in the corner. Oh, Sebastian Hebra has gone off track. Craig Jones has gone off track. What's happened to Sebastian? Oh, Seb. Oh, that's a real moment. Sebastian was doing so well as well. Oh, grass, wheel spin, and kaboof into the wall. Completely breaks the rear. Completely breaks the rear there. That's such a shame. Now, Josh Clogg. Again. looking at his mirrors. Behind this as well, Ross Nicholson's getting involved, I think. Oh no, sorry, that's the lap car. We look forward again from Josh's car. You can see Taylor, he opened the gap up before. It was over a second, as you would have seen in the bottom right, but then he's dropped a bit of time as well. But the real pressure here for Josh Clogg is right there in the form of Year 1 Racing Alpha Live's Ben Hoffman. What a great drive Ben's having at the moment. Oh, this is very close stuff between the pair of them. Up dear leap. Over the start-finish line. Onto the brakes again, round turn 1, Old Hall corner. Oh, and look at this from Ben Hoffman. Where is he? There is he. Still trying. Still side by side they go. And Ben Hoffman eventually concedes. But it's not done yet. It is far from done yet. Trust me. And we're going to stick on these suspension cameras because I am in love with them. I found how you switch between cameras when you just change cars, as you can all tell. I'm absolutely milking it to death at the moment. Lap 17 out of 21, 4 laps to go after this one for your race leader Tom Walstra. 2-second lead for Tom. Matthew Crisp is then 4 seconds clear of Bart Daleman, who's 2.5 seconds clear of Zemstra. Adrian Falcon, car 5, P5. What a recovery. Arthur Fry's still doing purple sectors as well, by the way. This is the battle at hand at the moment for 8th and 9th. Josh Clogg and Ben Hoffman. Look at Ben's run out of there. Once again coming down towards the final corner. Not quite going to be enough, is it? Oh, Ben's going to get the cutback. It's a great run out the final corner. Side by side across the line. Still side by side around Old Hall. Josh Clogg hangs it around the outside. Still in there as well. That's not for position behind, that's Hans Polmans. Still together, look at this. Amazing racing from Ben Hoffman and Josh Clogg. Absolutely amazing racing. Oh damn it, Chaz, you got the wrong camera. There it is. Still behind. I don't know how. I honestly don't know how Ben Hoffman has not got through yet, but he's doing a hell of a job. Go on board once again. You can see the gap just changing. Polmans is behind, but of course he's in 18th place, so discount that. There you go. Oh, a bit of a poor line there from Ben Hoffman. Loses him a bit of ground, but oh, what a battle. Could watch this all day, and we are going to. The closest two cars on track, there's only a couple of cars within a second of each other actually. Louis Correa is right on the back of Ben White in the Year 1 Racing Alpha Live car, but those two not quite as intense as this fight. We'll again go on board with Josh Clogg. There is Hoffman just behind. He's showing the battle ahead, I'm afraid, to Taylor Lane, which is 1.8 seconds. Just look at Hoffman in there though. Commitment around Cascades is great. He's going to get a bit of slipstream here. Really closing up on Josh Clogg as Josh runs very deep through Island Bend into the Shell Oils hairpin once again. Ben Hoffman trying into the chicane again. Josh Clogg just holding on to it. Hoffman gets a nice tight line through the right-hander. Gets a good run on the exit. Still not enough. Still. Josh Clogg just keeping that car in front. Somehow. Oh, Hoffman just can't seem to get the run out there as much as Josh does. There's a few little parts of the circuit where they're so different in pace. Now watch Ben Hoffman round Druids. Watch this. Look at the run that he gets, the time that he gains. He's He's got it absolutely nailed as Ben Hoffman. Doesn't look there yet. Arthur Fry sets the fastest lap of the race. Oh, wobble there from Ben Hoffman. That loses him a bucket load of time. He's now half a second down. He'll come back down though. Trust me. But again, great racing to see. Oh, Carl Newen's had an issue. He's gone off. The chicane, easy to do. Got one more lap after this one. Your race leader, Tom Walstra. There he is ahead of Matthew Crisp. I know that Ollie's going to be very happy at the moment. He's got 3 fiercely forward cars in the top 4. And he's got 5 of them in the top 8. Josh Clogg's off! No! We look away from the battle for just a moment. And Josh Clogg is off. It's such a shame it had to end this way. No, Ben! Oh, well, we know the word for it. We know the word for it. And no, it's not a 4-letter one beginning with S. That's such a shame for Josh Clogg. Trying to drag that broken car home. You'll see it crabbing. Oh, man. Absolutely gutted for him. Someone I'm not gutted for, though, is Tom Walstra. It was a shame that Ben was a bit late on the brakes there. But still, what a great battle up until that point, though. That was so enjoyable. You have to hand it to them. Amazing to watch. Oh, look at this now for Josh. Here's Henning Stuhlinger just coming through. But Tom Walstra, what a drive. I mean, he was untouchable in that heat. He's been untouchable in this race. It's been a clinical performance. Ben Hoffman is in the pits for some reason. Now, I know that Ben's a really good sportsman. Has he maybe got a drive-through for incident points? I was going to say he might be doing that just so, you know, he gives the place back to Josh, but yeah, it seems strange. Yes, Hopeman, they did crash. What have you been watching? Henning Stuhlinger all over the back now of Ben Hoffman after Ben's drive-through. But yeah, Tom Walstra, like I say, Matthew Crisp is right under the radar, so is Bart Daleman, so is Kevin Zemstra. All 4 of these drivers have done a great job. Adrian Falcon, an amazing comeback. 9 seconds off the leader. But your winner at Oulton Park, the Dutchman, Tom Walstra, number 70, closes in, maybe, might take the championship lead, don't quote me on it, but what a win. And a 1-2 for fiercely forward. Matthew Crisp, 2nd place. Bart Daleman, another podium, very consistent. Kevin Zemstra, 3 fiercely forward cars in the top 4. Adrian Falcon finishes car 5, P5. Arthur Fry, I'd say he's got to be my driver of the day today. No, I'm sorry Arthur, but Tom Walstra has to get that. It can't be touched. Taylor Lane wins the Academy class ahead of a Precision class driver and all of the Consistency class drivers. Fantastic, Taylor. Don't write the car off, mate. Ross Nicholson finishes 8th, just ahead of Mathieu Soufi. What a brilliant debut. Top 10. Very well done to the Belgian. Paul Godden finishes in 10th place. After a tough evening for him, that's a good performance. Ben Hoffman 11th. He'll be gutted after the contact. Henning Stuhlinger, Ben White, Louis Correa, all streaming across the line. Tim Rutten is then 10 seconds back. Here he is in the final corner. And Josh Clogg dragging that broken car across the line. Great valiant effort there from Josh Clogg, but oh, such a shame. Such a shame. But Tom Walstra, what a great drive for him. Carl Newen is going to be the last car to cross the line. And then the result will be made official. He lines up there next to his teammate Craig Jones, as Craig thinks, nah, I'm out of here. But Tom Walstra takes your race win then. Half a second ahead of his teammate Matthew Crisp. Bart Daleman makes it another podium. Very well done to him. Kevin Zemstra finishes in 4th with Adrian Falcon in 5th. Arthur Fry finishes 6th with Taylor Lane in 7th place. Then we have Ross Nicholson in 8th. Mathieu Soufi gets the top 10. Paul Godden wins the Consistency class, actually. I forgot to mention that a moment ago. Then you get Ben Hoffman. Henning Stuhlinger in 12th. Ben White in 13th place. Louis Correa 14th. Josh Clogg eventually finishing in 15th with Carl Newen 16th. Excuse you. Tim Rutten 17th. Hans Polmans in 18th place, with Sebastian Heberer and Brian Loynes joining him a lap down, as well as John Tusting and Craig Jones. Dries van den Rijt, after that little incident in turn 1, is out of the race. Steven Grabowski 12 laps down as well. But well, that was an incredible race. And to be honest, I could watch racing like that every day. Absolutely every day. A few incidents here and there, but it was epic to watch all the same. But the first one to bring in, though, after what can only be described as utter dominance tonight, is Tom Walstra. Tom, that was pretty straightforward from where you were sat. How did you find it, mate?
Extremely tough. Yeah, a really difficult race, even though I think I got lucky with my pole position. That really gave me the win. There were so many people faster than me. And after the update, the car has been updated this week. It's a handful. I wasn't really confident. So the beginning of the heat and the beginning of the feature lap, I had some decent pace, but after a while, it was so loose, the car. So I had to drive very careful, and I saw Matthew closing in. He was faster as well. So I'm really happy that it turned out this way.
Yeah, well, it was. It certainly looked easy from the outside, but I know that with trying to keep that pace up all the time, it's not easy at all. What did you make of these cars at Oulton Park? Because I mean, in UK motorsport, they've got this absolute love story between Formula 3 cars and Oulton Park, and I mean, from here, it looked like a great combination. It looked like a lot of fun to drive. Did you feel that was the case?
Prior to the update, yes, absolutely. It felt like a karting track. I loved it. After the update, not so much. But still, it's a great track. It's just a car that doesn't want to stick, which you really need here. But yeah, awesome track. I would love to race here again next season.
There you go, Bart. But yeah, there's a lot of undulation here, and I mentioned it over the course of the broadcast that there's a lot of soft bumps. They're not like sudden, quick, harsh bumps. They're all very soft and sort of gradual. But it was certainly interesting to watch, though. Talk to me about the championship. I mean, when you saw that Adrian had that spin early on, you must have been pretty happy. But he made what can only be described as a great recovery back to 5th. But still, you've gained more championship points on him. As this goes on further and further, do you think that this is really going to hot up into an even closer fight now?
Well, my aim has always been winning the championship, and I think it's possible. I had some unlucky moments with my gear in the previous race, and I missed the first round. So I'm not sure how it turns out now after this race with the drop rounds and everything. So but yeah, I was happy that Adrian crashed or whatever happened. Because I believe he finished every race until now. So, he must be ahead of me, I guess. But
well, the championship points were very close. I know that Bart will have his calculator out now, as will everyone else, getting all the results calculated. But very, very well done tonight, Tom. That was an absolutely beautiful performance. Before I let you go, do you want to give a shout out to anyone?
Yes, to the team, fiercely forward. Thanks for the support again, and to you guys, to you as well for the broadcast. You're doing an amazing job.
Thank you very much, Tom. Pleasure as always, mate, and we'll speak to you next time round.
See you.
Cheers. Tom Walstra there. Absolutely great performance tonight, and always lovely to speak to him. Another guy that I like to have a chat with, who had a bit of a says it all really if you see where the car is with no front wheel. Brian Loynes joins me. Brian, we thought this was going to be an epic race meeting for everybody, but it seemed like the starts were just everybody's Achilles heel.
I think so. I think the start for me was probably the worst I've had all season. In the heat, I span it, and then wheel span again, and then wheel span it for the third time, so I went from something like 5th down to 12th and caused chaos probably behind me. And then lost it again in the heat, so I ended up going for the Constellation. Constellation again, I was really slow off the line, kind of caused another accident with, I think it was Matthew Forrest, so I apologise, but it was a bit tight and probably more of a racing incident, caused more chaos. And then for the feature race, a similar accident, got pushed wide, and then unfortunately our car was avoiding another accident from the first corner melee, and unfortunately took me with. And that's how racing goes sometimes.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, there's been a couple of guys that you'll know as well that have had, to coin a phrase, a series of unfortunate events over the course of a race evening. But you know, sometimes it can go one way in one race and then one way in another. But yeah, tonight just didn't quite seem like your night, mate. We're just seeing it in slow-mo here. It was a big bump off John, and then when John got away from it, there was obviously a car slowing down right in front of him. He went into the back of that, and then as Craig Jones dives over to the left, he hits John and then smacks into you. It was a horrible chain reaction, but like you say, it's just racing sometimes, isn't it, mate?
Absolutely, and as you said, a series of unfortunate events, coin the phrase, but that's it. It's literally that in a nutshell, isn't it?
It is. What's the feeling like in the Sim Stickers racing camp so far? Because you've all had a bit of mixed results, but it all looks like you're getting your elbows out and having some proper good racing out there.
I mean, it was always keen for us at this track to probably get your elbows out a little bit, because none of us kind of, especially with Ross, he felt like he didn't have the pace, so he knew that he was going to be in a midfield fight. And I think it was a case for everybody to try and kind of get used to being in and around the other cars. Ross and I have kind of settled around normally being between like 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and it's been pretty stagnant. But today it's been getting really stuck in amidst all the fun. It's good close racing for the majority of it.
Yeah, it's a very feisty season, and of course with the format as well. You know, there's no time to let off the gas or have a rest or anything. It's very, very in your face and very sudden, but it's been a pleasure to watch as always there, Brian. I do hope, of course, that the rest of the season gets better for you, and hopefully we will see you next time round. Do you want to give anybody a shout out, buddy?
Absolutely. I mean, always a massive thank you to Bart for the organisation. He does an incredible job behind the scenes with the series, and obviously the support that Sim Racers World have. But obviously a huge thank you to Paul Godden at Sim Stickers. Always helps us supporting us, whether it's with technical issues or obviously the Sim Stickers items and things that he sells. They make life a lot easier for us, so obviously a huge shout out to Sim Stickers in our team.
Nicely said, mate. Well, good to speak to you as always, Brian. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time round.
Absolutely. Catch you on later.
Cheers. Lovely guy, Brian Loynes. Absolutely great to speak to, and someone that I've wanted to speak to all night after his performance. No, it's not Matthew Crisp, but this driver did not make it through to the feature, I'm afraid. Jack Werrell joins me in the box, as you usually do. That was not as planned, was it, mate?
No, I think that was the idea, but going into the night, half an hour before qualifying, I had a change of heart. I was using a really old, broken Logitech G920 at my dad's house on a very shaky desk, and I thought, right, I don't trust myself, and I just don't feel safe driving with other drivers. It wouldn't be fair on them. So I gave my mum a call saying, yeah, can you pick me up? And we moved my entire setup, my PC, my screens, everything round, just so I could get on a decent wheel. And nice. I managed to get it all set up within half an hour and got out. And yeah, it's a really good night, to be fair, with little to no practice. And then finishing 11th and 9th, sadly missing out on the feature race with a silly mistake. But what a night. I can't wait for Suzuka now.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you've been watching the series as well before now, and you've seen just as much as everyone else has that it's so feisty. And as I've just said to Brian Loynes there, the format does not allow you to let off the gas at any point of the evening. You know, even if you get into the consolation, you're straight back out on track if you don't make it through in your heat. And then you've got, if you get through the consolation, you've got another race at the end of the night. It's so fierce, and it's just great fun. I mean, it's not usually a format you see in these cars, but it just works, doesn't it?
It does. Like normally, yeah. The only time I've really seen racing like this is in Rallycross.
Yeah.
And you then go into a Formula 3 race, and it's set out so well. And I know Bart has done a brilliant job at getting this all sorted. And yeah, you wouldn't initially put like Formula 3 in heat racing, but they've made it work. Everybody has at least 2 races a night, so you definitely get your money's worth. And you can almost get 3 races a night if you play your cards right, which I think is really good. And it's just something that works, championship that works. Bearing in mind this is season 2, I'm guessing it's going to be like GT Pro, and we're going to be on season 7 before we know it.
Yeah, most probably, mate. Most probably. Well, talk to me about the virtual racing compound, guys. I mean, they've had a bit of a mixed result tonight as well. Were you in constant communication with them, guys?
Yeah, I was. With it being a team, I don't really race for them in theory. They're just a group of mates, and I love racing with them every now and then and doing special events. And I thought, well, As I'd left Fiercely Forward for one reason or another, I thought, well, I've got a bit of time in between commentary, so let's just have a bit of fun and get out in a Formula 3. And they were struggling 100%. I think Chris Roberts has had a rough couple of weeks with Formula 3, and Matt hasn't had his own way, really. And yeah, they were rather explicit this evening with the goings on. And yeah, it's not ideal, and I almost felt bad for. Well, I did feel bad for them, but in more way than one, because I'd rocked up with no practice and I'd finished ahead of both of them in both races. So yeah, I feel quite bad for him, but nonetheless, we go on to Suzuka with an open mind and hope that we can get some more good results.
That's it, mate. It's all about just moving on to the next round, isn't it? You know, you can enjoy the moment and just make the most of the racing, and you certainly did that until you unfortunately dropped it out of Knickerbrook, but we've seen a lot of people do it there tonight. It's easy to do. Before we let you go though, Jack, do you want to give a shout out to anyone, mate?
Obviously you for broadcasting and commentating throughout the season, Bart for putting such an odd idea together, making it work and bringing in such a good crowd, and obviously the Virtual Racing Compound boys for letting me show off their livery and let me show how good I actually am. But no, yeah, great job to them guys tonight. Even though it didn't go their way, I'm sure it'll start to pick up in the last 3 rounds.
Smashing. Well, good to speak to you, mate, and of course we'll be commentating again before you know it, I'm sure. But thank you for joining me, and well done out there on your results. I'll speak to you very soon.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Cheers, you too. Co-commentator Jack Werrell there, good mate of mine. And that brings us to the end of the broadcast. Tom Wallstra, an absolutely unbelievable performance tonight for Fiercely Forward, and the guys got a hell of a lot of points on the board as a team. Again, apologies for the issues earlier, but it seems like we didn't lose the stream while it dropped out because it was a very short interval, so fingers crossed that that's all good. But what an amazing night once again here in the SimStickers Simracersworld Formula 3 Series. My name is Chaz Draycott. This has been round 7 at the beautiful Oulton Park. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time at Suzuka for yet more amazing racing from this championship. Have a great night, everybody.